There we go. Got my water in before I did this. I am live. Hello. My name is Dylan Lang, and this is the Comic Hall. Now, the Comic Hall is my weekly, semi-weekly show I do. Sometimes it's bi-weekly. The last couple weeks have been 2 weeks worth of stuff. But I'm on point today, and I got my new Comic Hall. Now, what is the Comic Hall? Well, these are the books that I just bought, comic books that I bought that just came out this week. I got them, and I'm going to show you them, and we're going to talk about them. And a lot of good stuff out this week. And there's one that I missed, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes, but that's my Comic Hall. Yeah, I know. It's a lot again. But first things first, I want to talk about this real quick. This is the cool bag I got from my store, trick-or-treat bag. It's my trick-or-treat comic bag. I'm down here at the bottom. I'm going to show you this. It is the Halloween Comic Fest. Basically, Comic Fest is the Halloween Comic Fest it's sort of like Free Comic Book Day, but it's on Halloween, and it's not as popular as Free Comic Book Day. But basically, I think just that one day, the Saturday before Halloween, I think it's going to be the 29th this year. Comic stores that are involved with it will be giving away free comic books, which of course have a more horror Halloween-esque theme to it. And so if you want to go get some free comics that are good for the season, that's the best place to go for is your local comic book store if they are involved with it. Not all of them are. One of the reasons why they do it is because a lot of times the weekend before Halloween, if Halloween doesn't fall on the weekend, they'll do, if it's in a strip mall or a mall or whatever, they'll do like a trick-or-treat thing for the kids on that weekend, so they can go to all the stores and get candy and stuff like that. Not all stores do that, but a lot of them do. But the store I go to, they are in this every year, so it's gonna be some good stuff. There's like Nightmare Before Christmas. There's some Pokemon stuff coming up. There is of course DC Marvel and a lot of independents doing those stuff. So some good stuff coming up. So definitely check it out. So without further ado, let's talk about the Comic Hall. These are the comics that came out this week that I bought. Wednesday is when new comic books come out, but I didn't have enough money until today to buy them, so I bought them now. And real quick, well, I'll get to that in a little bit. But first and foremost, really kind of disappointed. DC Comics is in the middle of their rebirth. In fact, they've announced a couple of new rebirth books coming in January and February. So rebirth is not just going to be ending next month. It's going to keep going for a while. Some good books come out, especially Batwoman, Marguerite Bennett and Steve Epting. Really? Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see that. And then the Super Sons, Damian Wayne and John Kent are going to be teaming up. That should be a lot of fun too. But one of the books, the rebirth that has been outstanding is Superman. And Superman #8 came out this week, and I've been collecting Superman since rebirth started and been loving it. It's one of the only ones I really read in a consistent manner, and always one of the first ones I always read at the top. So I go to my comic book store today, 2 days late, obviously. Sold out of Superman #8. The reason why is because it is a Darwin Cook nod to Darwin Cook, who passed away earlier this year, and also connects his Final Frontier or New Frontier, excuse me, DC New Frontier storyline to the Rebirth storyline. So I think that's the reason why a lot of people bought it. My comic book store said they're going to get a new shipment of them in early next week, which means he probably won't put them out again until Wednesday. I may have to skedaddle to another comic book store in the area and pick it up because I really want to read #8. Sorry, Cars, Comics, and Collectibles. I don't know if I'm going to or not because I don't know if I'm going to have time to over the next couple of days. But the closest one I can think of is in Hunt Valley. So it's about 20 minutes away, so we'll see. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I'm kind of sad. So Superman #8 did come out this week, and if you are one of the lucky few who has a copy, I'm glad for it. If you like Superman and you're waiting to get the issue, you may want to go, not now because stores are closed, but tomorrow, like first thing, you might want to see if your store has it. They might have under-ordered it, so we'll see what happens. So hopefully we'll get things done. But this week is interesting because there's a ton ton of number ones. So this is actually a really good week. I mean, it's the first week of October, so this is a really good week if you haven't gotten into comics to go to your local comic book store and pick up some stuff, because there's a lot of really good number ones. And then, you know, pick up some other stuff as well. There's also a lot of like Halloween-esque type of stuff as well. So speaking of Halloween-esque type of stuff and horror stuff, our first book is another excellent book for DC Universe, or DC Rebirth, Green Lanterns. Green Lanterns has been amazing. This is the variant cover. With the Green Lanterns lighting the pumpkin. I love this cover, and I'm so glad we had copies of it, so I'm glad I picked this up. Green Lanterns is written by Sam Humphries, with artwork by Ed Benes, and it's amazing. It takes place on Halloween, so we get that. And we also get an appearance from the Dominators, who are going to be one of the major villains, I think, in the WB crossover between Flash, Supergirl, and Arrow, and the Legends of Tomorrow. So Ed Benes is really good artwork, and it's the beginning of a new story arc, and it's good to see the Dominators, because I've always liked the Dominators, and so I'm really, really excited to read this book. Can't wait to read this book. So it's Green Lanterns number 8 is out today. Also, speaking of Halloween books, this is a twofer in the Batman series of books. Not all of them, but Batman, Detective, Nightwing. I think those are the only ones that are involved with this one. They are doing a crossover with all the books, and it is going to be, yep, it's about horror. So part 4 of Night of the Monster Men is Batman number 8, and it's a gorgeous Tim Sale cover. This is the variant cover. I really, really like this cover, so I got this one instead of the regular cover that they had for it. Story is by Tom King and Steve Orlando. The script's by Steve Orlando. The art is by Riley Rossmo, and Batman taking on, you know, scary monsters. So pretty cool, huh? See how Batman and his family deal with scary monsters. So pretty interesting. Time to check that out as well. So, and then part 5 is Nightwing number 6. I think this is the regular cover. It's written by Steve. The story is by Steve Orlando and Tim Seeley, with script by Steve Orlando, art by Roge Antonio. And there's Nightwing, who has been turned into a monster. So Batwoman's got to take on Nightwing. And so it is a crossover, so you're going to probably need to read all the Batman books in order to understand what's going on. But Roge's artwork is really good for this. And Night of the Monster number 5, Nightwing number 6. Also part of the Batman family, kind of, but not part of that, is Harley Quinn, who is probably the most famous character this side of Batman on DC Comics. This is Harley Quinn number 5. Written by Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti, with art by John Timms. And this is Undercover Punker is the new story arc on that. So you're getting yourself a Harley Quinn as a punk rocker. Some pretty nice cheesecake artwork. So very, very interesting. Some very interesting sexy time stuff. Sexy time. So brand new Harley Quinn's out. It's number 5. Justice League number 6 is out. This is the variant cover, and once again, it focuses on the 2 Green Lanterns that I really, really like a lot. It's a better Yannick Paquette cover than the god-awful Superman one, or Cyborg one, from last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. But the main cover for this issue was not that great, so I went and got the variant. This is A State of Fear, written by Brian Hitch, with art by Matthew Clark and Tom Derenick, and inks by Sean Parsons and Trevor Scott. And starts off with a scared Batman, which is really weird. And you got the Justice League teaming up and taking on the big bad guys, and you know, all kinds of fun stuff going on. So Justice League has been pretty good. And should be a lot of fun. Interesting. So Justice League number 6 is out today too, or rather, I should say Wednesday, out Wednesday. All right, here's the first of many number ones. Actually, the next 4 are number ones from DC. Not everything is based in the Rebirth universe yet. I think the storyline's been being worked on for a while. The main reason why I got it is because one of my favorite characters, Adam Strange, is in it. We have Death of Hawkman number 1. Mark Andreyko, Aaron Lopresti. Mark Andreyko is writing it, and Aaron Lopresti is doing the artwork, along with where they are, inks by Livesey. Now, I love Adam Strange. I have a idea for 7 movies, live action Adam Strange films. And it's good to see him and Hawkman together. They were both created by Gardner Fox, so it's good to see them teaming up together. And Aaron Lopresti is one of those characters who, you know, you're able, or rather, is one of those artists, I should say, who is very, you know, efficient and good. And if you need something, is best thing for it. And it looks like Adam's got a teleportation type of thing now. Instead of just the Zeta beam taking him to Ron, it takes him all over the place. So awesome. So it's going to be Death of Hawkman number 1 has Adam Strange team up with Hawkman, and hopefully maybe not the real Death of Hawkman, but we'll see. But I got it mainly because Adam Strange is in it. I love Adam Strange. As I said, I've got idea for 7 movies. So hey, DC, if you want the next big thing, come see this guy right here. Another number 1, which, considering the news that was announced this week about the Homage Studio, not Homage Studios, I forget the name of the group, the ones that did the Authority and you know, all those teams, stuff like that. That's the Wildstorm universe. That's right. The Wildstorm universe is coming back in a big way under the auspices of Warren Ellis running it. 2 characters from that world have their own series again. Midnighter and Apollo number 1. It's written by Steve Orlando, who's all over the place today. And what's the name of the artist here? Fernando Blanc. And it's basically, what if Batman and Superman were gay and were lovers? And that's what this is. So it's ooh, it has leaving a little bit of sex too in it. Yeah. So if this offends you, sorry, I'm going to show it to you anyway. But you've got Midnighter and Apollo, who are gay. You got 2 gay characters who are leading a series. Midnighter is the Batman one, who's very dark and brutal, and Apollo is the Superman one, who's full of light. And so, of course, they would find each other attractive. But hey, you know, they're back. Steve Orlando is writing them. Can't beat it. Should be a great series. Last month, Doom Patrol number 1 came out from Young Animal. Bizarre thing. And Young Animal is this new imprint that DC's doing, where they're going to do some really strange characters. Well, guess what? Another Young Animal book has come out today. Shade the Changing Girl number 1. Shade the Changing Man is the character that was in that thing, but now they changed it to a young girl. It's written by Cecil Castellucci. It looks like artwork by, Marley Zarcone. So it's going to be one of these. Shade is one of these really bizarre, weird, again, much like Doom Patrol, bizarre, weird stories that is not for everyone. And we'll see how much I like it. When I read it, but it's pretty nice looking artwork, and the storyline is, you know, we'll see. Should be interesting. But it's weird and strange, and they're mixing it up with Shade, so it's all good. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, things we got this actually looks pretty good. Mother Panic, which is coming out soon too. So Shade the Change Girl number 1 is out this week too. So if you like off-kilter, weird, bizarre type of comics, there you go. Another one of my favorite DC characters gets a #1. It's a 3-issue miniseries, and it's a bit more expensive than normal, but you know what? It's a prestige format book, and I like it. This is still one of my favorite characters of all time, and the fact that he has a book now is obvious because it's Halloween. It's Deadman #1, Deadman Dark Mansion of Forbidden Love. So this is what we call prestige format. It's got a spine. It's about 48 issues or 48 pages long. It's written by Sarah Vaughn with art by Lan Medina. So it's a, for those who don't know Deadman is a ghost who can inhabit other people's bodies and help them do things. And in this case, it looks like he falls in love with somebody, and it's forbidden love. But Deadman is one of the best characters out there, and very interesting visually, and it should be pretty good looking series. I can't wait to read it. As I said, Deadman along with Adam Strange are two of my favorite characters. So the fact that they were together in Justice League United was, no, he was in Justice League Dark. I'm sorry. Justice League Dark was a great series also. Justice League United was where Adam Strange was with Hawkman. All right, fine. That's all the main DC heroes. This one is, I don't know why I'm still getting it, but I'm going around to reading it. Future Quest, which is their updated version of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Future Quest has Johnny Quest, the Herculoids, all their adventure heroes all teaming up together in series. What they've been doing recently is they've been doing different mini stories involving the characters. Jeff Parker's writing it. Evan Doc Shaner is the artist, and you're using all the Hanna-Barbera characters, but updating them for present day. Johnny Quest and Birdman and the Herculoids and other ones I don't even remember. This one is The Impossibles, is written by Jeff Parker with art by Craig Russo. So you got to cut 2 stories in here also to differentiate some things. Sorry if I seem a little off. It's been a long day. I'm tired, and we'll see what's going on. That was it for DC. Marvel. I only got 2 books from Marvel this week, and they're both #1s, and one has to do with this. You see that? It's a pin that I got for buying this comic. It's not the only thing I got. I also got a print by Scotty Young, Champions. This is the print that I got. This is the pin I got. This is the comic that I bought. This is part of what's going to happen. This is a little bit early, I guess, after the aftermath of Civil War II, has some of the young heroes. If you don't know, that's Cyclops, but that's Cyclops from the early days of the X-Men. He's time traveled to the future and is now, trapped here. There's Miss Marvel. There's Nova, young Nova. It's not Richard. It's not Richie. It's some other guy, Richie Rider, someone else. That's Vision's daughter. And that's Amadeus Cho Hulk. Oh, and that's Miles. Yeah, Miles in this too. Miles Morales, Spider-Man. So this is a new super team. It's written by Mark Waid with art by Humberto Ramos, who has a very distinct, a lot of people may think it's very cartoony, but I think it's appropriate for the Champions. It's basically the young heroes are done with the older heroes because they can't get along, so they decide to team up together and do their own thing now. So it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's very interesting. Mark Waid's writing it. I like, despite what a lot of people say, I like Humberto Ramos's artwork, and we shall see what happens. And they are the Champions. So can't wait to read this book. Should be a lot of fun. Another #1 is based on the, well, not based on, but because of the popularity of the Netflix series, they did a new #1. I mean, why not? It's about freaking time. And the fact that you got the original team who originally created her under the title of Alias, you've got Jessica Jones #1. And I love this variant cover, so I bought it. Written by Brian Michael Bendis with artwork by Michael Gaydos. That was the team that originally did Alias, and now we're getting new adventures of Jessica Jones connected, mainly due obviously to the fact that the TV series is doing so, or the Netflix series is doing so well. So a lot of fun. That's it for Marvel, actually. So, believe it or not, that's really is it. I mean, as I said, there's not a lot's been coming out for me that I follow in Marvel anymore. DC seems to be, for a while there, Marvel was the one that I was following most of all. Now DC is going back to that. Now Marvel isn't as big as much, which is good. So we'll see. Finally, we got a good batch of independents and a lot of number ones here too, which I'm just dying to read because they're interesting to me. First up, appropriately enough, we have Moonshine. Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Risso's new book. Not sure quite if there's like maybe some sort of werewolf thing involved with it, but it's also set in like a 1930s style way with the Prohibition and the Al Capones and the stuff like that. But I think there's like werewolves involved. But when you get Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Rizzo together, it's a very, very interesting combination, and it looks gorgeous. And they're both really good writers, so it should be a lot of fun to check that out. So please do. Number one of Moonshine is out this week. Let's talk about this one first before I talk about this one. Shipwreck. Aftershock Comics is doing a really good job with their stuff. They did Animosity, and this is a new one. Alters is another good one that they've done. Rough Riders is another good one they've done. Black Ike is another good one done. This is Shipwreck. This is a new issue. Warren Ellis and Phil Hester. Gotta love Phil Hester's artwork, and Warren Ellis writing it. And basically, it's Shipwreck. So you basically get Castaway, I suppose. But I'm sure there's going to be, since it is a Warren Ellis book, there's going to be some other kind of weird thing going on. And of course, yes, kind of a horror-esque type of blood and gore type of thing. So, hey, that's pretty good. And then they, what are they doing? Well, just ads. That's the only problem with the Aftershock Comics is all this is ads and stuff. And for $3.99, I don't really want to see all these ads. I want more stories. So, but it's Phil Hester artwork, which I like, and it's Warren Ellis story. So you just got to check that out. I talked about this when I talked about Manifest Destiny. I showed the preview. Well, the first issue is finally out. Green Valley, number one. It's written by Max Landis with art by Giuseppe Camonculo and Cliff Rathburn. It's like a Middle East, not Middle East. It's like a Middle Earth fantasy-esque type of storyline. It seemed to have a little bit of comedy in it, and some kind of crazy, some comedy bits in it, but also it's a vicious war story. And as I said, it takes place in medieval times, so things are gonna go crazy. So they're gonna go medieval on their ass. So we'll see what happens. So Green Valley number one. So just check it out. I'm gonna check it out, see if I like it. If I don't, just not gonna read it anymore. So a bunch of number ones out. I don't think I have any other ones in here. No, the rest are regular ones. Next up, we have Red One number 4. This was interesting. The first 2 issues came out like 3 years ago. Issue 3 came out a month ago, and this is number 4. It's Xavier Dorison, Terry Dodson, and Rachel Dodson. Xavier Dorison writes the script, Terry Dodson does pencils and colors, and Rachel Dodson does the inks. The Dodsons do really good cheesecake artwork also. It's a Russian superhero porn star type of thing. So it's a sexy character, beauty artwork, cheesecake, Frank Cho-esque type of stuff. So a lot of words too. So we'll have to check it out. So hopefully that we'll be doing more of Red One and keeping it going. So should be good. So Red One number 4. And I do have the first 2 issues, and I have number 3, so I'm going to get good on that. Godzilla, Rage Across Time number 2. Normally I wouldn't buy Godzilla books. This is Godzilla's traveling through time, destroying different aspects of time. Last time he was in China. This time looks like he's in Oh, he's in Roman times. So you see Godzilla take on the Roman gods, Poseidon. Well, it's Neptune and Jupiter and Saturn, and or they're going to do the Greek gods, and they're going to have Godzilla take them on. So it's a time traveling Godzilla story. You gotta love that. You just gotta love that. And it looks like we go into England next issue. So time traveling Godzilla. There you go. That's all you need to know about that series. I talked about this book earlier, Aftershock Comics doing great. Rough Riders #6. This is basically their version of Alan Moore's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but with American heroes. As Teddy Roosevelt is the main character. There's John Henry, Harry Houdini. This one seems to be focusing on Teddy Roosevelt. I think Tesla's involved in it as well. Not Annie Oakley. Maybe Annie Oakley, but the gunslinger from the Midwest, female gunslinger from the Midwest. It's written by Adam Glass with art by Patrick O'Leaf, who's also another one of those like Aaron the Prestes, who is a steady presence in the film, or in comics. So there's Aftershock, Rough Riders #6. For the wife and kind of for myself also, our favorite Doctor Who is the 9th Doctor. He's got his own comic. The newest issue, #6, is out. It's written by that was all here. Cavan Scott with art by Adriana Mello, who did some work on Wonder Woman. But you know, it's the 9th Doctor. If you like the 9th Doctor and Rose and all kinds of stuff, all kinds of adventures, and Captain Jack have all kinds of great adventures, and it's Doctor Who, so you're gonna get some crazy stuff as well. This is for my wife. And for me also, kind of like it. Finally, had saved the best for the last. I've been talking about this. Archie's been doing a really good job with their series, and I talked about this one a while back, but it's finally out. Archie Meets the Ramones. Just had to get it because it's Archie and the Ramones. And it's written by Alex Segura and Matthew Rosenberg with art by Giselle Lagasse. And it's, you know, it's in the old style Archie format, but it's Archie Meets the Ramones. I'm sorry, you just can't beat that. So if you're a fan of the Ramones, definitely go out and pick up this book. So yeah, Archie Meets the Ramones. That's just a one shot. So, ooh, is that Sabrina? Yeah, there's Sabrina's in there too. Hot. So very cool. Yeah, Ramones and Archie. Archie Meets the Ramones #1. All right, folks. That's it. I'm done. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. This was a good week. As again, check and see if your local comic store is going to be doing the Halloween Comic Fest. It's a fun little free comic stuff thing. And, you know, it is horror comics, but, you know, they are all ages. There'll be some that are for, you know, grown-ups and stuff like that, but there are going to be some all ages one as well. I think there's a Grumpy Cat one also, Nightmare Before Christmas. Fun stuff like that. On that note, sayonara. We'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll have just as many good stuff as we did before. This is, as I said, the absolute best weekend to go to your comic store and check out what they got there. A whole bunch of new #1s for you to check out. Check out some cool stuff, all different, you know, genres and ideas. Some places you get free buttons and free prints. Actually, I'll probably take this off now because I don't need this. I usually don't wear buttons, but I have a huge collection of these. But it's, you know, it's a way to promote the business, and yeah, it's free, so you know, why not? You love it. All right, bye everybody. Take care, and we'll see you soon. I think Brand New Dylan Knows, my other show, is going to be on tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. So keep an eye on my Twitter at @HoloDylan, @DylanProco, and you find out for sure. Bye guys and gals.